Hi everyone, I have an exciting drawing for us today. We are going to work on a 1 point linear perspective drawing. All you're going to need is a ruler, your pencil, and maybe an eraser. 1 point linear perspective doesn't require artistic skills, it's more mathematics. So all you need to do is follow the laws of linear perspective, and you're going to be able to create amazing cityscapes, rooms. It's unlimited what you can do with the knowledge of 1 point linear perspective. The first thing I'm going to suggest you do, not suggest, this is really important to do, is you need to put a vanishing point, a little dot on your paper. It can go almost anywhere. It can even be outside the picture plane, and I'll show you some examples of that later on. But you must have this vanishing point on the paper physically. Put the dot. You can't go just, well, it's in this area. Physically put a dot. Without it, your drawing is not going to work. If you just say it's in this general area, your drawing will be off. The human eye is very precise. It's why we are able to hit a target. We have excellent vision, and you'll need to have this dot somewhere on the picture plane. I think if you've never done these before, having it what would be about eye level is the easiest. So with that said, I'm going to begin with a horizontal line. And this is going to be my first building. So we're going to create a cityscape. So with 1 point linear perspective, lines are either horizontal, vertical, or they go towards your vanishing point. So that's going to my vanishing point. Going towards my vanishing point. And there is going to be my first building. What will be my first building. I'm going to put a second one here. Make this one a little taller. Vertical. Horizontal. Or vertical. And again, it's going towards my vanishing point. And it's okay that this building is sort of going behind that, so it appears. And then this. So basically things that are in front of us are going to be horizontal or vertical. It's the things that are off to the side, that's where you're going to use your vanishing point. And you must use that vanishing point. So let's put another building here. And in this case, it's going off the picture plane, that's okay. Going towards the vanishing point. Going towards the vanishing point. So I have 3 blocks. All these angled lines are going towards the vanishing point. So I want to turn these blocks into buildings. So let's put some windows on these buildings. So here's a little trick I learned. So in the front of the building, it's just horizontal lines or vertical lines. When we get to the side, so now on the front, we will, well, yeah, let's just do this one here. So there's two windows in front. So I want to put windows on the side. The reason I put these guidelines here is it'll help you to place the windows so that they're at the same level. Now to put the windows, there's a temptation that people want to angle the windows. Remember, lines are either horizontal, vertical, or they go towards the vanishing point. So in this case, they are going to be vertical, but they're going to be foreshortened. They're not going to be nearly as wide as that. And you can kind of adjust that as you see fit. Let's put the bottom here. I love linear perspective drawings. And now you can just erase your guidelines because you don't really need them anymore. So we need a doorway to get into this storefront. I guess it's going to be a storefront. So a lot of vertical, horizontal. Have a little vestibule area. So let's just put a short little line. Notice it's going to the vanishing point. And this is going to be in stores and buildings open to the public. Usually have this little vestibule area. It helps to regulate the temperature of the building inside. That's why they do it. And let's give this place a window. Vertical, horizontal. Let's put here a little, it doesn't have to, this won't be for really a window, although it could be. Let's just make it so we can use this as a mural for our little town or neighborhood, or maybe some advertising. So let's do some more on this building. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with this one, is put some guidelines. Notice it's going to the vanishing point. Everything is going towards that vanishing point. This is a little taller building, so we'll put 2 stories on this one. Measure these out if they're all the same. So let's finish these off. So I want these all to be look the same. So there we have it. And the same on this side. Again, we want to remember to foreshorten these windows so not going to be quite as wide. And we'll just see a little bit of this one here. Okay, let's put another doorway here. This one's got a little bit deeper vestibule. Back east, or in places that have a cold climate, they call these, sometimes they're called mud rooms. All right, let's work on this building. So this is going to be one of those storefronts that has, well, let's just do it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Accommodate a lot of traffic. So in the front of the building, just horizontal, vertical, but on the side, it's going to go towards the vanishing point. Straight up and down. So from this corner, it's going towards that vanishing point. Horizontal line, and then at this corner another vertical line. Now you can either erase this line if you want to, or if you want to make it into a decorative post, that's entirely up to you. Let's just, for the sake of practice, let's just put a few more windows. So this storefront has upstairs, maybe they're apartments, maybe it's for storage. But they're all going towards the vanishing point. Didn't need to go all the way, but if that helps you, you can do that. This one's kind of going off the picture plane, so we don't. Just remember, on the sides of the buildings, not only are they foreshortened, but they're just vertical, and then we can erase those guidelines. Let's put a sidewalk in. So that would just be another horizontal line. And they pour, oh, there's a curb, so another close horizontal line. So we get a sense of a curb. So they pour sidewalks in blocks so that you can so that the concrete can expand and contract. If they just pour this one continuous piece of concrete within a relatively short amount of time, it would start to crack. So they pour them in blocks, and believe it or not, it all goes towards the vanishing point. Even though you know these are at 90 degrees, and part of your brain is going to want to say, no way could that possibly be going towards the vanishing point? It is. If you want to really lightly, with your pencil, just to prove to yourself, do these in 90 degrees. Like straight up and down, you'll see immediately that it looks wrong. So here's our street, here's our sidewalk. So let's put some activity here in the background. I will put a horizon line, why not, right here. So we can start to kind of cover up our vanishing point, but we still know where it's at. And another one, and this will be just a little fence, like a wooden slat fence. Okay, so we've got this little back area here. Maybe it's an alley. Something is back there, but for our purposes, well, we got this nice, beautiful background. Let's put some other buildings that are taller. Here, do you really see buildings with that extreme of an angle? Yes, yes you do. But your incredible brain figures it all out. Here's another building. It's a little bigger. Towards the vanishing point, even though that's a pretty extreme angle. And let's put another building, say right here. Also going to go towards the vanishing point. Yeah, we'll extend that fence, why not? Okay. So now we're going to just add some features, some urban features, but not too many. We're going to do this drawing in a couple of phases. But one thing I do want to put in is some greenery, some foliage. Generally speaking, nature doesn't follow linear perspective, or it doesn't follow it like you would with a ruler, unless you've planted some cypress trees, for example, along a road. And that's just really more of a human thing, even though the cypress trees are nature. So we'll just put some foliage here. How about here too? Just because when we do get into, well, first off, what city looks nice without some trees and some green grass? So we gotta still have nature in our lives. And we are going to revisit this drawing, but for right now, this is what I really want you to focus on. Let's put some more windows. Keep it all the same. These are going to be going towards the vanishing point. you can see the importance, hopefully, of this vanishing point and how really important it is to have it physically on the paper, because without it, your drawing is going to be off. Even moving it just a few millimeters can throw off the drawing. And sometimes you go, I can't figure out why this looks wrong, and it's you weren't careful in the use of your vanishing point. You can, of course, get fancy here with your windows, but I'm keeping it really simple for right now. And you will get to have more imagination. Just remember, these are always horizontal. And they're shorter on the side because they are foreshortened. Just like circles are oftentimes appear as ovals. Here, I'm just really drawing a thick line. That's how foreshortened they are here on the side. And we just erase those guidelines because we don't really need them anymore. And as you start to detail your drawings, and that's what I also want you to think about, is the details, the kind of things, the urban features that make it look interesting. Parking meters, mailboxes. You can put in cars if you like. People, if you like. Garbage cans. Didn't get to erase these. An experiment. Change things up. It'll also be important to have a light source. So decide whether it's coming from the right or the left. And let's just shade one side of these buildings. We're going to do it really lightly. You can go the other side if you want to. These windows can be left like there's a light on, or they're dark. But for right now, this is all I want you to do, is do these buildings. And I am going to show you some examples of other, that would be all we get, of other one-point linear perspective. So here's an example of a one-point linear perspective. Vanishing point is right there. I'll use my pencil there. These are a little bit more detailed. Vanishing point is right there. This is a little more space age. Vanishing point is right there. Here's one. Vanishing point is right there. This is not limited to outdoor scenes. So here's the interior, vanishing point right there. This is another interior scene. Vanishing point right there. You can go online and find examples of one-point linear perspective to get ideas, and I encourage you to do that. Make sure It's a 1-point linear perspective and not a 2 or 3-point linear perspective. We are going to get into 2-point linear perspective, but I think you should take this one step at a time. 2-point is not really much more complicated, but just stick with the 1-point linear perspective for this time. We will revisit this drawing and start to add some urban features to make it visually more interesting. But for right now, I just want you to be able to make the buildings and practice your linear perspective. Remember, all lines are either horizontal, vertical, or they go towards your vanishing point. And it doesn't even look like this one is going to your vanishing point till you line it up with a ruler. It sort of looks like it's going off in this direction. Same here. Looks like it's going off somewhere there, but really it's going right towards your vanishing point. All right. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoy this. For many students, this is one of their favorite things to learn. No artistic talent necessary. All you need is a ruler, a pencil, and a piece of paper. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.